We need a
So we're live now, but we're
damn paper towel and a bag to test the seed. If we do that, you ready? Oh, it says all right. Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Farmer Q, aka Kevin Q, aka Mr. Kevin, and we are live. Where we at? We're live
in the garden studio.
in the Garden Studios. In the Garden Studios. So, welcome. Today is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. In this day, it's a wonderful, beautiful day, beautiful fall day here in Prince George's County, Maryland. Forgive me for leaning on the table. I don't care because I'm in my own space doing my own thing with my own people. So yeah, so today we're going to touch on we got a couple questions that we need to answer from some of our new loyal, I guess, followers or subscribers. And so we want to make sure you be a subscriber and a follower and send more questions. I am Farmer Q. I'm the CEO and founder of NEMAS, N-E-M-A-S Gardens. Check us out on our website, www.nemasgardens.com. And our focus is to teach you how to grow wherever you live at. If you got a farm, if you got a backyard garden, if you got a deck, if you got it inside and don't have none of those things, at some point in time, we're going to be able to touch on all of those different things. All right. So I guess the first thing they want me to do is to show just something basic. You can bring that. Thank you. Yes, you can sit that right here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Something basic as how to sow a seed. This is how to start a seed indoor. It's different ways we can do it. You know what we should do too? Let's get some Vidal. Let's get some 6-pack seed trays. You know what I'm talking about? The little seed pack 6 cell seed trays. Let's get some of them because I want to show them another method of starting. Now look, there's a lot of ways you can do it. Everybody has different ways. I'm gonna just share with you some of the ways that we do it. All right. And so right here we have 2 little starter pot. I guess these like 3-inch starter pots. We have some soil. This is more like we use Pro Mix. All right, we use Pro Mix. Specifically, we use this type of Pro Mix. As you can clearly see, it says organic. Can you see that? Okay. It says organic. Can you say that with me, boys and girls? Organic. I'm just messing. Okay. All right. So we use this specific type of Pro Mix, the organic kind, for food. All right. We use this for food. If you want to grow flowers, don't buy this. You can get regular old Miracle Grow potting mix with all the super chemicals in it for regular flowers, unless it's edible flowers. Then I would suggest that you use organic. And once again, my team member is holding up the cue card to tell me what I just told you, that we teach people how to grow food at home. Put it down. Get the cue card down. Let me know. Dang nabbit. Okay, what's the next cue card? Just joking. All right, so let's get to it. All right, I'm gonna stop. So we have no. Okay. Yvette?
Yes.
Did you get the seed pack real quick? Show them a 6-cell seed pack, what I'm talking about, please. Thank you. Okay, so we have water. Now, I'm gonna be honest. People say, "Oh, should I use tap water? What type of water should I use?" I'm gonna keep it real. I like to use some type of distilled water, especially with food. It's just me. You can use tap water. It's cool. I mean, but tap water be having all kinds of chemicals and nutrients in it because it's coming through the tap. All right. But I like to use distilled water, but you can use tap water, spring water, whatever type of water you want to use. All right. So two things we got. We got some soil, which is this is actually this pro mix. We have some distilled water. We have a couple 3-inch pots, and this is what we call seed cell pack. And this is what we call a 6 cell. They're very disposable. Some people like to use them and clean them out and all that. But me personally, and keep it real, I discard them because I don't. I just prefer to discard them as opposed to clean them out. But this is what you call a 6 cell seed pack, and this is stuff that you can buy all this stuff on Amazon, Home Depot, and all those other different suppliers that are not our sponsor at this time, but we need you to be our sponsor. So this is I just wanted to show you this. So I'm gonna show you two different ways, all right? And for some unknown reason, like I like to use gloves. And I encourage you to use gloves because sometimes digging in this soil, me personally, I get itchy skin and right around my wrist area. And so that's telling me I'm having some type of allergic reaction. So I like to use gloves. All right. So now let me speed this process up. So I'm gonna do them both. I'm gonna do one in this 3-inch seed, 3-inch pot, and another one in the seed pack. Now, my method is very important. Now, I like to moisten, 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 moisten. I like to moisten my soil first, really do, because I just do, and you know, it avoids it being too dry. So a little water just to moisten it a little bit, just to get some water inside of it. Now, honestly, the reason that I do it because when you sow a seed, one of the things that it definitely needs all is water. And so you want to sit that seed not in mud, but in a nice amount of water because it needs that to break through that seed coat. And you're going to say, well, how much water should I do? Show you something. If you pick the soil up and it does that, that's too much water. Can y'all see that? You see all that dripping out? It is holding its form a little bit, but that's too much water. That's way too much water. So I'm gonna mix this up more, speed up the process and I'm gonna add some soil to it too. I'm gonna add some more soil. You notice I'm saying soil and not dirt because to say it's dirt is offensive. Dirt is on the bottom of your shoe. We like to call it soil. Soil. You tell a garden that they got soil, that dirt, they get offended. So, see, let's see. Still a little bit too wet. Not too much, still a little bit too wet. I'm going to add some more soil. All right? Because I want it moist. I don't want it, it's just like you going to bed at night. You don't want to get into a wet bed. You don't want to get to a wet bed, period. But you want it in a comfortable, you want to place this seed it's in a bed. It's in a perfect environment for it to do what it needs to do. So it's getting a little bit better. So, okay. See, I'm getting less drip. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Now, that's why it's best to add a little water at a time because you can add more water, but you can't take the water out. So, all right, that's good enough. So watch. Now, I'm holding it. Got a little drip, not too bad, but it's holding form. So I'm going to take my 3-inch pot and I'm going to take a handful of soil and I'm going to place it. In the pot. Got that? I'm going to place it in the bottom of the pot and I'm going to pack it down. I'm going to pack that first handful. I'm packing it down. You see how I'm packing it down? And one reason you say, why do you pack it down? I'm packing it down because you see these holes at the bottom? we want to place this pot in a tray, and we want to water it, put the water in the tray. So at some point, it's going to soak the water up through these holes. This is going to act like a sponge. It's going to absorb the water. That's why I'm packing it down, that first level. I'm packing it down. And it's going to absorb, because you want it to absorb the water through the hose, because we want to avoid watering in the top of the soil as much as possible. That's how you get a lot of overwatering. And then we'll address a question later about a plant that somebody sent us a picture in, and it's yellowing leaves. And that's one reason why, because of overwatering. So that first layer, you see how I packed it down, because I wanted to act as a sponge to absorb the water through these holes. When I set the pot in a tray, I'm watering in the tray and not the top of the plant. I am going to water the top of the plant one time, and that's the first time. After that, I want the water to come into the tray. So that's how you would do a 3-inch. And with the 6 cell, cell thing, it's the same thing. I'm placing soil in the 6 cell, and with my thumb, I'm pressing it down inside, because you see these holes, these slits, these holes right here. I want the water to be absorbed through the holes. All right. So I'm going to finish this. So I'm going to finish with this. So I got the 3 cell, the next layer. I'm putting in there. I'm shaking it because I want the soil. I want that next layer. I want it in there, but I want it kind of loose. And I want it loose because when I put that seed in there, I want the seed to be free. I want to be free. Sorry, I apologize. I used to want to be a singer, right? But, that's a whole nother story. I used to sing too. It sound like Michael Jackson when I was younger. Okay, that was a sidebar. All right, so I want the seed, and right now, right here, I actually have a pumpkin seed. Now look, we not planting pumpkin seeds right now, but I got the pumpkin seed because of the size, so you can see the seed. Because if I'd have got a tomato seed or a pepper seed, it'd have been real small, all right? Or a mustard seed, it'd have been real small. So now I put that second layer in there. It's loose. It's in there. I got my 3-inch pot nice and full. So now depending on, let me tell you something. I need a seed pack. A pack of seeds. I need a pack of seeds. A pack of seeds with writing on the back. What did you do with the box? You took it back, Sam? Okay. So now look, this is a pumpkin seed. Now, if you buy a pack of seeds, I'm going to give y'all my ancient African secret on how to plant the seed. Read the back of the seed pack. And you know what? Come here, Bernice. Hey, y'all. Did y'all meet Bernice?
No.
Okay, because how come this
She wasn't here last.
Can you see Bernice? Bernice wasn't here last week. Can we flip this thing up? Oh, we can see it. We can see this over here. Okay. See,
Right here.
but we good, though, right?
You can see.
Okay, we good. All right, so this is Bernice. Did you say her?
Hello.
Okay. Bernice is what is Bernice? Bernice is our I do that. I mess with Bernice because I was asking, what's your title? Like, what do you do? But we all do a little bit of everything. Bernice specifically, she deals with pet support and put all this social media stuff together, correct? Correct. Am I correct?
Yeah.
That's the official title. Put all the social media stuff together. That's the title. It really is. Okay. All right. So Bernice has a pumpkin. Oh, look at y'all. Bernice actually has a pumpkin seed pack. Okay. Now I'm going to show y'all something that's very important because this is important. Bernice, do you know how to plant pumpkins?
No.
Thank you. Bernice, do you know how to read?
Yes.
Bingo. we need some look.
No.
We're gonna need some ding ding dings and all that noise stuff. Okay. All right. Now, on the back of the seed pack, you want to flip it around so they can kind of see it. Can you get a little close up of the back of the seed pack?
Mhm.
You see, on the back of the seed pack, what do we have, Bernice?
Instructions.
Instructions.
How to plant, when to plant.
Thank you.
See, it has a little chart
Right.
on that side.
Thank you. Hey, Bernice. So let me ask the question. Do you know how to read?
Yes.
So do you know how to plant pumpkins?
I will.
Thank you. That's good enough for me. All right. So Bernice, let's read the instructions.
Okay.
Okay.
Instructions. Sow a few seeds over a hill 9 to 12 inches tall and 1 foot across.
Okay. So we sow these seeds.
Choose an area with full sun after any chance of frost has passed.
Sickly. If we were sowing it at the, remember, we're just using the seed as because it's a large seed and y'all can see it. So, but realistically, if you want to sow these pumpkins, you would sow them after your last frost, right? Which in this area, which we're in zone 7A, is in April 20, mid-April, April 22nd.
It's actually April 21st.
April 21st. So it's saying, read that sentence again.
Choose an area with full sun after any chance of frost has passed.
Full sunny area after any chance of the frost passing, which is April 21st.
For 2026, it's going to be April 15th.
Oh, okay. So in 2026 is April 15th. And we'll explain to you about zones on another video. Keep reading, please. Thank you.
Thin to 3 plants per hill when 1 inch tall.
Okay. So if we were sowing on it, it'd be in a full sunny spot. We have it a hill, and it says 3. What is it?
Thin to 3 plants per hill when 1 inch tall.
So how many seeds did we put in there originally?
3.
3. Okay. Okay. So it's saying, imagine this is a hill. It's saying that you have 3 plants, you have 3 seeds, and watch how I'm kind of spacing them in this hill. And when they get to a certain height, well, we probably planted 5 of them in there. It's probably telling them to put about 5 seeds in there. But when they get to a certain height, you only want 3 in that particular hill. Now, I'm going to tell you that. If you got brand new seeds, you can put 3 in the hill. They want you to put 5 because the premise of that is just in case some of them don't germinate. Some of them don't germinate. But that being said, if you got brand new seeds, they should germinate. And they also want you to put more seeds in there because the more seeds you use, the more seeds you're going to end up having to purchase more seeds. You know what I'm saying? So get good seeds, and we'll talk about seed saving later on down the road. So keep reading, please.
When vines are 3 inches high, thin to the strongest plant in each hill, use a heavy organic mulch to control weeds.
Okay, so listen, we started off with 5 seeds. They said, oh, thin them to 3, but in actuality, you only want 1. Me personally, I'm going to put 1 seed in that hill, and it's going to be a good seed because I'm going to test my seeds sooner anyway. That's just me. And if it don't grow, I can always put 1 more seed in there. I say, oh, that seed ain't germinating. And I've seen a whole bunch of other seeds germinate. That's a bad seed. I'm going to replace the seed. All right, keep reading.
That's it.
That's it. No, okay, read this down here.
There's care and maintenance.
Okay.
So the days to germ, it's 7 to 10.
Okay, so days to germination. It's saying it should be between a week and 10 days. You should see a sprout come out of the soil. You should see something that's germination. You should see something poke out the soil. What's the next one?
The depth could be 1 inch or 1.5 inches.
Okay, now we're back onto this. Now the depth that you should plant the seed should be 1 inch to 1.5 inch. Now, let me see your fingers since I got gloves on. Hold your finger up like this. Everybody, just about every adult in the world, that first line in your finger, if you don't have a dibbler, or a ruler, that first line should be about 1 inch. Should be 1 inch. And some of these trials and stuff like that have an inch on it. But if you don't have all that, you can poke your finger in the soil, and that's about 1 inch, unless you're from another planet. Now, Some people like, thank you. Some people like a lot of women, and whatever floats your boat, but she got about a half an inch of nail. You know what I mean? But I'm almost sure you don't want to put that nail in the soil. Do you? But so that between that nail and that first line, that's about that's about an inch and a half. Okay. But she would have on gloves, and some of these gloves you can tell. So I'm going to stick my finger in this soil to what I believe to be about an inch of soil. And the reason these pumpkin seeds need that depth, a lot of them are just a quarter inches, an eighth. The smaller the seed, an eighth of an inch. But this is a big seed, so that's about an inch. It's about an inch, And so I'm going to take that seed and drop that seed into the soil. What it says next? What does it say next?
The spacing should be 8 feet.
Okay, so now,
8 feet.
now if I'm outside and I'm sowing these directly outside, it says in the spacing should be 8 feet apart. So I should have one pumpkin seed to plant one pumpkin seed vine here and another one 8 feet apart. You know what I mean? And the reason is because the spacing is important, because you don't want them competing with nutrients, and also it helps with the airflow, and you can keep maintenance, and that's a whole lot of stuff that we'll delve with, especially as the spring comes and it warms up and we start doing these lives outside. What's the next?
The last one is days to harvest, which is 100.
100 days. So from the time you plant that seed to the time you can get one of these, it's a size pumpkin, it should be about 100 days. And when we plant later on in the spring and all that stuff, we'll tell you, what to start looking for, but this is just right now, this is about how to sow a seed. All right. But this is very important. It's very important. Your instructions for most seed packs are on the back. For most seeds are on the back of the pack. Read. Take your time and read. And if not, Google it. AI it, ask me, ask us, send us a question, ask us. All right. Thank you, Bernice. Everybody give Bernice a round of applause. Unfortunately, we don't have the applause meter yet. I need y'all to get on the applause thing.
Okay. I already have one.
Miss Tech, social media stuff persons, and all that wonderful stuff. Thank you, Bernice. You did an amazing reading job. Bernice can read, y'all. And I'm sure it's a lot of y'all out there that can read also. And this is a good way when you're dealing with your kids too, to help them read. Help them learn how to read. Put them in the garden. And because we do it all the time with our young, students that we do the after school clubs with, and any other clubs. Hey, who wants to read? And everybody hand goes up. And we give them to them. And so, growing food and gardening composes so many different skill sets. That's why you should do it. So now, once we put the seed in, I'm just going to cover it up. Just cover it up, just cover the seed up. And then now I'm going to water it. Now, this is a little bit, usually we have a little watering can, but this is fine. And I'm going to, and they say, well, how much should I water it? This is how I water. I water it slowly. I let the water soak into the soil. And you see it? So I let it soak into the soil. I water it. And this is what you want to see. See that water starting to drip through the bottom? That's what you want to see. Now you know that the water has went through all of the soil, and the soil is wet. And the soil has been watered properly. When you just want to water it, and remember, we moistened it a little bit from the beginning. So this is perfect. This is perfect. And you know what? I'm actually going to keep this because we want to see the progress. Even though we know it's not pumpkin season, we're going to keep it. All right. We're going to keep that and see the progress of. Now, some of these some of these cups in particular come with a dome. Do we have any domes right now? We have a dome. I got it. There's one back here. Okay. Now, so this one, particular one comes with a dome. Well, it doesn't fit this. Just imagine if this was the dome for this cup. So we will put a dome on it. It has some holes in it. Or if you have some plastic wrap, put some plastic wrap on it. Put some plastic wrap on it. You can put a rubber band around it to hold the plastic wrap in place, because what you want to do, you want to keep the moisture inside, and you don't want these new seeds. We don't have to do it. We don't have to do it. We don't want, anytime you plant new seeds, you don't want them to dry out. They need the moisture, and most seeds need sunlight. So you want to place this in a sunny area if you don't have grow lights in your house, or if it's not, it has to stay in a warm, it has to, really the temps need to be between 70 and 80 for it to really germinate, especially with some of these. But you have to read on the seed pack, because different seeds need different temps, need different spacing at different depths at different times. That's why you need to read and do your homework, and send the questions in. Send the questions in. So that's how you pretty much start from seed. We do a lot of start from seeds. Actually, we buy no plants. Everything we grow. You see this watermelon, this pumpkin, squash, okra, anything we grow, flowers, we grow from seed. We grow from seed. That's just what we do. Herbs, anything, everything. So remember I mentioned the last frost. So in everybody's region is different. You can look it up, Google it, whatever. We're in Maryland. So we're in zone. The United States is broken up into zones, growing zones, and our zone is zone 7A. So October 27th, which is in a couple weeks of 2025, is our first frost. That means when the temperatures come in and they begin to, especially the night temperatures begin to be consistently below 30 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. So it's a consistent temperature below. And so that first frost will come in, and it could be a soft frost, a light frost, I should say, or a hard frost. Some things survive light frost. It's like the leafy greens, and people, they say, oh, the greens get sweeter with the light frost and stuff like that, and which they do. And so, so we're in zone 7A. So our first frost, October 27th, 2025. You can look this information up, Google it. Hey, what zone am I in? It'll say what state you in. If you're in the Carolinas, I believe that's like 8 and 7B and 8A, something like that. But it's certain, and the reason you want to know what zone you're in, because there's certain things you want to plant at that time of the year. Like now, we're in our fall planting season here in zone 7A and surrounding areas. And so we're doing a lot of leafy greens like spinaches, radishes, lettuces, kale, radishes, root crops like radishes, carrots, beets, garlic. You want to start sowing your garlic to overwinter those things, and onions. And so it's a lot of stuff those type of things that'll be good for soups and stuff like that, because now you want to have a lot of soups and stews as you go into the winter months. All right. So the zones, going back to the growing zone, it just tells you when your first and last frost is, and also helps you understand the length of your growing season. The length of your growing season. And there's a lot of things that come into play, like the length of days, as far as how much sunlight you get, and so forth and so on like that. All right. So we wanted to touch on that. All right.
So we also want to invite them.
Okay. Yeah. So we want to invite them to subscribe. So specifically, we're having a community day. Those that are in the Maryland area, Prince George's County, like Hyattsville, Beltsville, and any surrounding areas, we're having a community day at MLK Middle School. What's that? 4545 Emmondale Road in Beltsville. MLK Middle School, October 21st. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., we'll be doing demonstrating seed sowing, and they got some other stuff. Check out the flyer. They're gonna tell me what we need to be doing and so forth and so on. But it's a community day where we're coming together and we're just trying to really get people to understand the importance of growing, how it moves so many. Like, look, we grow a lot of food and we give a lot of food away. And the reason we give a lot of food away because we grow a lot of food. And you can't eat all the food that we grow. You know what I'm saying? So us, my team, we grow a lot of foods in these school systems. We feed a lot of students, staff with the food, the community with this fresh food, and we're 100% all natural. We use no herbs, no herbicides, no pesticides. Because if the bugs don't want it, it's no good. But we also know that we have to protect from the pestilence. You know what I mean? So there's ways that we do that. And, I've been at this for a while, finally doing this social media thing because I guess I'm supposed to do it at this point in time. Plus, got to pay the bills. You know what I mean? But our focus is to teach you how to grow food at home and build community. It's really about building community because check it out. If I grow, I may have enough space to grow, say, some tomatoes and peppers. You may have space to grow squash. This other one might have space to grow whatever, radishes or whatever. And so now we all are growing something. So now we begin to barter amongst ourselves fresh food. Now we're sitting down at the table, we're breaking bread. We're more concerned about each other, about each other's health, about each other's family. And we do this because food, we come together all the time for food. It's special occasions and holidays. So this holiday season, have some fresh food that you grew and your neighbors grew on your table. You know what I mean? As opposed to just constantly being a consumer and going out and buying everything. You want to buy something, buy some seeds. Because there's nothing that reproduces like a seed. This one pumpkin seed vine, I may be able to get 10 to 20 pumpkins off the vine by itself. What am I gonna do with 10 to 20 pumpkins? Ain't that much pumpkin pie I can make in down. One thing that we will do, and it is National Pumpkin Seed Day coming up soon.
You recently passed.
Oh, it recently passed.
October
3rd was National Pumpkin Seed Day. So you talking about making some roasted pumpkin seeds for fresh pumpkins? I'm trying to tell you, you do that, you never pumpkin seeds from the store. It ain't even close. It's not even close. Okay, so we're going to transition outside to do some leafy greens. Do I have those? Some fall planting. Do I have the seeds? Okay. So fall planting, we're gonna do some leafy greens, with probably lettuce, spinach, radishes, garlic, and onions. We're gonna get through all that. Okay, if they say so. All right. All right. Okay.
You want to stay with us for a few?
Oh yeah. So stay with us for this commercial break. Vidal's gonna come and he's gonna sing y'all a song from Beethoven's Fifth. It's called A Tuesday or Monday, and he'll be back real soon to sing y'all the song. All right. Wait for Vidal. He'll be back there to sing it soon. Okay. All right. Vidal scratching his head. I didn't know I could sing. So let's go.
this week at 24% battery.
That's fine.
I think we're gonna survive.
Welcome back. Did y'all like that song from Begal? It was amazing, wasn't it? I tell you, that boy's talented. I didn't even know he could sing like that. But thank you, Vidal, for that wonderful rendition of Otume Mundume by Johannes Brahms, or Bach, or whatever they name is. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do it briefly. I'm not going, we're going to just show a couple things right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to touch on some interplanting, or companion planting, which is pretty much a similar concept. So now we had this raised bed, so we had some summer crops in there, some tomatoes, some peppers and stuff like that. But we cleaned the bed out. Now, this is a raised bed. It's on wheels. It's nice. It was purchased. I forgot where I purchased it. But one of the first things we want to do is, once we clean the bed out, is amend your soil. Because if you had those, what we call heavy feeders, like the tomatoes, peppers, the squash, the summer fruits that you grew during the summertime, you had those things. They're called heavy feeders. And what they do is they deplete the soil of its nutrients. So we want to add some nutrients back into the soil, before we replant. So what we're doing is we will amend the soil first. So can you come in a little bit closer, Josh, with the camera? Because I want to show you something. If you see these little white flakes, there's some little white flakes that are in this. These are actually eggshells. They're grounded up, fresh eggshells that we got from our chickens. We got them from our chickens that are free. They're legitimately free range. They eat worms and all that whatever stuff. Worms and bugs, and they're free range. So we got these eggs from our chickens, and we crushed the eggshells up and added them to the soil, which we're going to add calcium. So we added a nutrient calcium. Now this is what I love to use. It's called black cow. And black cow is a compost. And actually I want the spider in the bed. But anyway, so I'm going to add some over the summer, and when we clean the bed out, we want to add nutrients back into the soil. We want to nutrify the soil. And so, it's good enough. It's good enough. So I want to mix that in, top 3 to 4 inches of the soil. Top 3-4 inches of the soil. Now, we talked about reading the back of the seed pack, making sure your spacing is correct. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some beets, and we're going to do spinach. Now, read the back of your seed packets to understand what your spacing is. But for the sake of time, I'm going to just touch on some very important things. Like one, you want to amend your soil. Now, we have spinach, and I have, radishes. Now, we're touching on companion planting in this bed. because realistically, I'm going to turn this bed into a nice salad bowl bed type of thing. Things that I want to put together, like some lettuce. Well, I'm gonna end up putting lettuce in this bed, spinach in the bed, radishes in the bed, and arugula in the bed. I'm not doing all that now for the sake of time, but those things I want to put in this bed because that those things will grow. Now I probably should have planted this stuff about 2 weeks ago, but I'm doing it now. All right. So what I do is spinach. There's different ways to do it. I can just run a row about an 1/8 inch deep. I can just run a row and sprinkle what we call broadcast seed down into the row. I could just broadcast, like I drop a couple seeds down into the row. That's me broadcasting. Now, or I could put a hole here, one there, drop 2 seeds there, 2 seeds there, 2 seeds there. It's really up to us. Now, what's going to happen if I broadcast it like this, I'm going to get a row of spinach that eventually I'll have to thin out. But that's okay, because that spinach that germinates, and when it gets at about 3 or 4 inches high and I start snipping it to give it more space, I got baby spinach. And so I can take that baby spinach and throw that in my salad. So I personally like to broadcast my leafy greens. Some people may want to take 2 seeds and put 2 seeds here and space 2 seeds there, and maybe 3 inches to 4 inches, 2 seeds there, 2 seeds there. I like to broadcast my spinach because I'm going to thin this out when it's time. I'm going to thin it out to 3 to 4 inches apart, and that spinach that I snip out, I'm going to use it for salad. That baby spinach, you know, you go to the store and you buy the little tub of baby spinach all day. Well, I'm making my own baby spinach. We're making our own baby spinach, I should say. So now, me personally, I leave my seed exposed until I'm ready to close up all the soil. So now the spinach, I'm going to plant spinach here, but right next to the spinach, I'm going to plant a row of radishes. And radishes are quick growing. You can get radishes in about 30 days. Full maturity in about. So I'm going to do the same thing. You know, be cognizant of the depth of your soil. You know, I just did a real light row. Just enough, ran my finger through it. And I got some radish seeds right here. And I'm going to do the same thing with the radishes because radish leaves are edible. So when the radish leaves pop up, you can snip them too, and they can go in your salad as well. So I'm going to, these ones I'm not going to broadcast. I'm actually going to just put 2 seeds every 4 inches, and I'm just imagining what 4 inches is. 2 to 3 seeds, you know, 2 to 3 seeds. That's more than 3, but it'll be okay. It's okay. I'm not commercial farming. It'll be okay. And so, now, just the concept I want to leave y'all with. Eventually, I'll put some lettuce here. I'll put some beets here. I'll put some kale here. Because this is the concept. The spinach grows up. The radishes, the beets, the carrots go down. They're root crops. They go down. So what they do is they go down into the soil and they help open the soil up underneath for these other leafy green crop roots to be able to move throughout the soil. So this is what you call like companion planting or interplanting. So I'm growing the spinach. Then I'm growing a crop that grows up. Then I'm growing one that grows down into the soil, the root crops. Then I'll put lettuce here. It goes up, and then I'll put maybe carrots or beets. I love beets. Beets in a row here. So I'll put lettuce here, and I'll put beets here because they go down. And then I'll come back maybe with some kale on this back end that goes up. So I'm up, down, up. All right? Okay? And so the last thing that I'm going to do is, well, not the last thing I'm going to do. So after I've put all my seeds in, and then I just, look, say rocket science. I just push seeds over, push soil on top of it. You know, I just push the soil on top, push the soil on top. Kind of pack it down a little bit because when you go to water it, you don't want to move the seed around. And that's all I do. I just push seed on top, push soil, I should say, on top. Pack it down a little bit. But I usually wait till I got all my seeds in because I don't want to put some in this row and then like, okay, do I got anything in here? So I wait till I lay all my seeds in the box and then I close them up and then I water it all in real good. Hey, look, let the water fall out the bottom of the thing, of the raised bed. Let it come out the bottom. Water it real good because them seeds need water. And do not let the bed dry out. If you get a good rain and it soaks, and some people say, well, how do I know if it needs water? Touch the soil. Touch the soil. If you go an inch and a half deep into the soil and it's still dry, it needs to be water. But touch your soil. Touch your soil. So remember, spinach up, radishes go down, lettuce coming up, beets go down, or carrots or whatever. Some people are like, I don't like beets, they taste like dirt. Okay, whatever. I love beets. Beets is good for you. Help your blood pressure come down. Beets or carrots go down. Kale come up. Look, you got a salad right there. And this stuff is quick growing. And some of the stuff is what we call like the lettuces and the spinach and the kale is what we call cut and come again. So you cut it that first time, you harvest it that first time, it'll grow back. And that's, we'll continue to monitor this bed and you'll see and we'll walk you through that whole process. Now, as you can clearly see, like I got a lot of shade happening right now, but the sun is moving. So this will probably get more afternoon sun. And so you're going to need, with this fall stuff, you're going to need at least 4 to 6 hours of some sun. All right? You're going to need 4 to 6 hours because it needs the sun to help with the germination process as well as the water. All right? So remember, we companion planted. We're doing spinach, radishes, lettuce, beets or carrots, kale. We're going up, down, down. Leafy green, root crop. Leafy green, root crop. Leafy green, root crop. All right? So we'll deal with garlic and all the onions and stuff in this bed next week on our live and stuff like that. Do we got a couple? You want to come back? Okay. So I'm being told to come back in by the boss lady who's bossy. She's telling me what to do. That's the story of my life right now. I might need therapy, but we'll talk about it later on. Help me. I need help. How you do like some emergency signals or something? So somebody, I'm being held hostage. I'm being made to do this. Oh, see how y'all just cut me off.
in the garden, a broadcast about sustainability, wellness, and growth. You can continue to watch us live every Thursday up until November 20th.
What I could see is, could you bring that closer? So most likely, I mean, the cracks is okay. So we get used to tomatoes and fruit in the grocery store. Now they wouldn't sell that to you in a grocery store because it's been doctored up and all those other things. That's a perfectly good tomato. It looks like it's a Cherokee purple tomato to me. It's actually a delicious tomato. Now, there's several things that's going on. Most likely the cracks is because it should have been pulled. It's kind of, thank you, without, it should have been pulled a little sooner, but it's water. I mean, tomatoes are full of water, and it could be overwatering. It could be an overwatering issue as well. Now, you do want to pull that because the bugs like to they really like to go into those cracks, and they will start eating your tomatoes from. And but that's pull it off the vine. Pull it off the vine, rinse all. Make sure you always rinse your fruit off, rinse it off, and cut it up. You never know the crack was in it. So that it's probably an overwatering issue. Um, when I when I see that tomato plant though, I would think that it's more. No, the other one was the right one. We had the right one at first.
That's Deborah.
Yeah, that's the second one. No, that they had the right one at
They
first.
did.
Yeah. hmm You know, it's coming towards the end of the season, Shauna. So you might want to harvest those tomatoes because you're not going to get too many more out of that. Harvest the tomatoes, pull the plant up, and do what we just did, and start your fall garden. All right. It's kind of late in the season. I know you're in Raleigh. The warm season is a little longer, but you're not going to get too many more tomatoes out of that plant. But yeah, it's probably some overwatering going on. You don't have to water summer loving crops like the tomatoes, the peppers, and you don't have to water them every day. And that's one of the reasons why, like when we start, we like to water at the bottom. Now you can't do that because it's in a raised bed, but you want to water less times a week, longer, deeper watering. And so Monday, water that box. Water that box real good. See it come out the bottom of the thing and let it be, because it needs to dry. It's okay if not dry totally to where, because the leaves will start drooping when they need water again. And that's almost a good indication. When you go out there one day and you see the leaves kind of drooping a little bit, then it's a good time to water it. Understand your plants. Look at your plants. Study your plants. Then that's a good time to water, because they're heat loving. They're drought tolerant. So, but no, do you want them to go without water till they dead? And no. But if you see the leaves drooping a little bit, the plant will tell you, I need some water. So you want to water less frequently and deeper water, as opposed, I'd rather do it for the bed that size, maybe 3 to 4 minutes, Monday, Thursday, something like that, as opposed to water, go out there, pour some water on a Monday, pour some water on, because that's too much water for it to drink at one time. It don't, let it dry, because when the soil begins to dry, what happens, the roots underneath, they begin to search for water. And that's what you want them to do. You want them to look for the water deeper into the soil, because that helps anchor the plant in, and it helps with the uptake of the nutrients. And sometimes, depending on, you need to add some compost and compost tea, and we'll get into all that stuff. But I will harvest those tomatoes, slice them up. You'll never know they had cracks in them, and pull the plant up and plant the fall garden. All right. Thank you, Shauna, for your question. And I think we got a little, don't we give a coupon code for folks that send in questions? Right, with the coupon. All right, cool beans. We always trying to give something away, not the farm. We're always trying to give something away. All right, our next question.
So our next question comes from Deborah from Adelphi, Maryland, and she sent in a picture for us as well. And she asked, what can be done to save this tomato plant?
I'm laughing because my original answer, she said it was from a student. Actually, it's Miss Brad. She's one of our favorite people in the world. And she sent the question to me, and my original answer was like, I like to joke around, but I'm serious. It was like, okay, throw it in the trash and start again next year. Okay, which is pretty much what it is. Once again, it's late in the season. And I can't really, it's not the clearest picture, but it looks like it's like 3 or 4 plants in this maybe 12-inch pot, which that ain't gonna happen. In a pot like that, that's 1 tomato, maybe. And I don't even know how deep the pot is. So one of the biggest, and it looks like it's yellowing to me. So we got several things going on. It's yellowing. It's probably overwatered. It's not getting enough nutrients. It's late in the season, so it ain't gonna produce no fruit at this point in time anyway. It's in the wrong pot. Like, it's a lot going on that's wrong with this particular plant. So I would, truthfully, like, discard the plants out of it, compost the plants, and subscribe to Nima's Gardens, and we'll show you how to make this thing happen correctly.
We'll plant them again in the spring.
Yeah. Well, no. No, them plants is done.
No, not those.
Oh, okay. We plant new ones. Yeah, those plants is history. So, hey, it is what it is. It's things that you can grow right now. Pick them plants out, stick you sprinkle some lettuce seeds in there and pat them down, and you have a whole nice little pot of lettuce that you can, and some other things. But yeah, I would get rid of that, because that's not going to happen. And it's too late in the season, so it's not going to bear no fruit anymore. All right?
All right.
Okay.
So there we go.
There we go.
That's
all right.
it, yeah, for today.
So thank you for tuning in. Hey, look, we're just getting started. Please subscribe, comments, feedback. We don't know it all, but we know enough. We should know a tree by the fruit that it bear.
Pumpkins, watermelons.
We bear some fruit. Yeah, we banned some fruit. You know, we got tomatoes, peppers. Bring some of them tomatoes and them peppers over here. I think I got some orange habaneros. Let's just show them some more fruits. And this is nothing. We don't do grocery. You know, we got stuff. We do herbs. Everything is all natural, 100% natural. We got some nice tomatoes, plum tomatoes popping off, and it's a beautiful. I think this is it's a beautiful tomato. I bet you this tomato is delicious. We're gonna make some tomato soup. We're gonna make plenty of tomato soup. We got some jalapenos here. We're about to pickle some peppers. These yellow peppers right here. Woo! We ate one of these the other day. Oh, Lord. Matter of fact, I didn't even eat the whole pepper. I just cut it and ate the tip of it. And it was hot. Nice. Look at that. That's a beautiful green bell. You thought you got this from Aldi or somewhere where they get it from. You know what I mean? We're better than Aldi. And look. Oh man, look at this.
We also talk about
Huh? No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't.
one for the stuff we can't grow.
Well, I don't know what that is. We got everything we need. So look. We got 3 different color peppers here. We got a purple pepper, we got a red pepper, and we got a green pepper. And these 2 colored peppers came from the green pepper. All peppers start off green. All right, look at that. See, look, this is this. This is really how the size you want to harvest it. But these be growing, and we got them growing up against a fence. And one day they like this. You come back 2 days later, and they like this. But this is delicious squash.
You can check out our channel to see how we grow those because we have a video.
We have a video. Okay, we have a video of that on the thingy thing. All right, on the channel. I'm up there. On the channel. Look, thingy thing is actually a technical term.
No, it's not.
I can spell it. Thank you. Thingy is a technical term, but you don't know everything. All right, but yeah. So check us out across our social media. Our website is www.nemasgardens.com. What's our YouTube? What's this?
Our YouTube is youtube.com/@NemasGarden.
What else? What else? They check this out.
They can connect with us on Instagram @Nemas Gardens, Facebook @Nemas Gardens. And of course, everything you can connect with us online. You can learn more.
You tell them everything else.
Well, they can learn more about us through our newsletter. We have the video links, and they can also go to the website and join the community. It's www.nemasgardens.com and join our community of growing folks and be able to get more information. You guys will get some special treats. Again, when you send in those questions, we give you a special coupon to save on your gardening gear, grown folks gardening gear from Nemas Gardens. And you'll be able to connect with us at various events. And we may even we're planning for the future to set up where we'll be able to have some grown folks on live talking about how they're doing in their gardens. Farm Q.
All right. Thank you once again, seriously though, but thank you for tuning in, and please check us out. You know, we're just trying to do the right thing. That's all. We're just trying to help folks help themselves. It's all about self-sustainability. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Farmer Q, Kevin Q, and the Nemas Garden team says thank you and happy growing. Check us out. All right. Peace.
All right, there we go. Thank you guys for watching Farmer Q Live in the Garden. This is a broadcast about sustainability, wellness, and growth.